did the 200
Yeah, I
pound
did that
pull.
first
And
dumbbell row.
you said you probably ushered in a new way of people looking at bodybuilders. I mean, kind of a more of a blue collar or guys, working as opposed to being sunglasses and Arnold on the beach type
Well, the
idea.
thing is really that was an illusion that was being sold, that was being marketed. Look, hey, get your protein shake and be on the beach with these girls, but it didn't really exist. Nobody was really doing. Maybe Arnold and a couple of guys got time to go sit on the beach, but in the 70s,
the movie they do, right?
Yeah, in the movies, but in the 70s, there's no contest prize money, there's no sponsorship deals. So how the hell are you going to do that, sit on the beach? So perhaps it did exist in California, but California is not everywhere. The majority of guys that were lifting weights all around the world were just working class, blue collar guys like me. They didn't live in the sun. They didn't wear sunglasses when they trained. They trained in some dank gymnasium and, they're lifting heavy weights with 2 sweatshirts on in the winter with their mates. So when I came and I was genuine with what I was doing and with the video and with the photos and everything, they're like, wow, this guy is one of us. We can relate to that. So that's why I think I was so popular, because I offered an alternative. Where before, you got Sean Ray and these guys always out in California driving a Corvette by the beach. And it's nice, yeah, it's great. But we're not from there. We're not doing that. So it was almost like, this guy's like us. So people felt a bond with me.
Mm. At the time, Lee Haney is Mr. Olympia,
yeah,
which he held for 8 years. Were you thinking at that time in New York that I got to start thinking about Lee?
Well, there's a thing. Lee Haney was Mr. Olympia the first time in 1984. I started training in 1983. So Lee Haney had been Mr. Olympia pretty much for the whole time that I've been training and climbing up and everything. And so he's the icon in the sport. And he had a good shape, but he was a lot bigger than all the other guys. That was his thing. It overpowered them, right? And by the time I got second in the first night of champions, and then I came back the following year and I won that outright. Okay. And I'd improved. And then people and myself were thinking, I could maybe take this guy, And I had to change my mental approach from, wow, it's Lee Haney's Mr. Olympia, to like, no, hold on. It's 2 arms, 2 legs, lifts weights. And one thing I can guarantee, he does not train as hard as me. He does not dedicate himself as much as me. How do I know that? Because it's not possible. It's not possible to be training harder or more consistently or more dedicated than me, because I couldn't give a single ounce more to any aspect of this thing that I'm doing. So that makes me feel pretty powerful and pretty confident, because I know other people are slacking sometimes. Or maybe they didn't have a great workout today. It was okay. Mine was great every time, because I put everything into it. Nothing else exists almost. Arnold made the point in his movie, if someone stole his car or his house was on fire on the way to the gym, so I just call the insurance company. I'm going to the gym. That's my focus. I will not be distracted by anything.
So at one point, what year did you cross that mental barrier where you were like,
I think that year would have been 91 when I won that Night of Champions. And then later in the year was the Mr. Olympia that I was going to go and compete against Lee Haney. Which I knew would be tough. I mean, 7 times Mr. Olympia, greatest physique of all time. Really? Can beat this guy? Yeah, why not? Why not? That's what I was thinking by the time I got there. And, that always gave me a lot of strength and a lot of power, that knowledge that nobody could have done that. Well, I've done. Nobody, I know they haven't done that. And It just makes you feel very powerful.
Everything you're talking about just sounds like a mental game, whether it's your intensity when you go in for those training sessions, whether it's all the hard work, the writing, the planning, to where deep down in your soul that there's no man on the planet.
Everything's mental. Everything's a thought. You create your reality with your thoughts. We just live in a virtual reality world, and you make it you build your story with your mind, And I built this story. I wanted to be Mr. Olympia. That starts with a thought. Then come the actions. And I learned from that I can apply that to many things, you know, and it can bring things into your reality. You can change your life. If you went out today, just had a fight with your wife or something, right? You're in a pissed off mood, you go out, you go to the gym, you go here, you do your things, right? And you'll have an experience. Now imagine that day was the same day, but in the morning you sat down and you meditated and you got yourself into a peaceful place and you got love in your heart and you went out and you did the same, you went to the same places and met the same people. You have a totally different experience because your vibration that you're giving off will bring a different experience. Try it one day. Try it and go. You'll see people smiling at you for no reason. Well, there is a reason, but they don't really know why it is. So everything starts with your mind, your thoughts, and you can change your existence, change your reality almost.
But no one taught you that. You picked that up.
No one taught me that, and I know that now, you know, more. I did it then, but it was almost like I had a feeling that I had to do this. It wasn't like, you know, I had to do it. I had to do it. It was like life or death kind of passion that I put into it. And now I look back, it's almost like I knew it was going to happen. You know, I had to make it happen, but I almost knew that it was going to, like it happened before.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to LondonRealAcademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media login and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at LondonRealAcademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.